What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Dragon Destinations. I am Drew Heath, the AD at Drew School. As always, we're talking with Drew alumni who played sports at Drew School and now have moved on to other great things in life. Today, we have someone who played track and field, basketball, and soccer at Drew, went on to play Division I at San Jose State, and is a current head coach for the soccer team at Foothill College. Today, we have Owen Flannery. Owen, what's up, man?
All right, welcome. Thanks for having me here.
Of course, of course. No, I was put in touch from one of the a current student's parent. He was mentioning you and all the great things you accomplished. So definitely wanted to bring you on and just hear more about your story.
That was Matt, and it's funny that Matt did that. And later today, Matt, David Loofborough, Barry Burke, and a couple, Big Dan, a couple of us are gonna get together to watch the Niner game. So
Nice.
we've got about 10 Drew people there together tonight up in the city. It's gonna be
There
fun.
we go. There we go. Gang, gang, Niner
Yeah,
gang. Yep.
bang, bang.
So yeah, starting from, I guess, going back, what was some of your best experiences playing sports at Drew, whether it was track and field, basketball, or soccer?
Yeah, back then I was there. I graduated in '95, so it's been a long time, and the school's come a long way. Let's put it that way. It used to be like a house, but it was
Yep.
our house, so we loved it. And so playing track and field was crazy because we only had like me and three other guys or two other guys, a couple women, guys and girls,
Yep.
and we would travel and we'd go to the van, we'd go to games in the van, and sometimes it was sometimes we had a coach, sometimes we didn't. I remember one time Bill, the janitor, took us. He was awesome. We had a great time with the Oakland, played Emory. But we did great. We did great. We went to the state finals, California state finals. We're running at Berkeley. We had Drew t-shirts on at Berkeley. All the other schools, it was like Bishop O'Dowd or
Yep.
De La Salle or Mitty, and then right in the middle was Drew. So it was pretty cool. We ended up taking. I ended up taking third in 100. I ended up losing.
Okay.
And I believe it was either my year or it was either my junior or my senior year. Maurice Drew Jones was there, and he was running.
Okay.
He had leg. I mean, I never seen legs like that in my entire life. He was from
Yeah.
City. He went on to play at the NFL for a long time. I never seen muscles were falling off his body. It was
Yeah.
it was something to behold. Like he walked out, I was like, "Who is that?" I never seen muscles like that in my life.
He
And
he played for the Jaguars for a little bit,
played for
right?
the Jaguars. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. He
Yep.
had a good NFL career. Yeah. So and then he went on to play college somewhere good too. I don't remember. But then yeah, he was electric. He didn't win either. The winner was I think a guy from James Logan, and
Okay.
he ran a high 10. So
Ooh,
yeah, he was out.
that's fast. Yeah, we just these past 2 years we had a kid who was the fastest in San Francisco in the one and
Nice,
two. Uh,
nice.
and same thing, he was running around those times, like high
Yeah,
high tens, low 11s.
yeah.
Um, yeah. But so
That's
you also
incredible
hooped
too.
and played soccer at Drew too, right?
Yeah. So I played hoops. Still winning. That's right. And French American. I'll give you a great story. Ramin Gassery. He played for us. He's a great athlete. Played at
Mhm.
Drew. Superstar athlete. Could dunk from the free throw line kind of athlete.
Ooh,
And we were playing French American. It was tied or we were losing by one with like literally 3 seconds. And we had the ball. And Eddie, I think his last name was Huang. Eddie Huang bounced the ball. He's out of bounds at half, and he
yep.
just threw it up. And Ramin jumped over everyone, caught it, and dunked it to win the game. Oh, I never celebrated so hard at a high school game win ever in my life. I'll never forget that play. And Ramin was everyone on French River was on the ground, like I can't believe this just happened to us.
Yep.
Yeah, he was incredible. He went on to play at Santa Cruz,
Okay.
and
Nice.
now he's a nice art. He's a big artist in New York City.
Nice.
Yeah, Ramin was
Very
a man.
cool. And then what any memories from soccer?
Yeah, we won the league every year. We won the league three
Okay.
years in a row, and we were good. Played with University, Urban, Lick Wilmerdink. It
Okay.
was fun because I was a big senior, and in our league,
Mhm.
we weren't playing SI, we weren't
Right.
playing, we weren't playing the big dogs. So I was a big kid in the league. If we were playing
Yep.
at SI, I would have fit right in. But in
Yep.
our league, I was able to do some things. I had a lot of goals, I think my senior year, we had this team scored 30 goals, and I had 25 of them with 4 assists. There was one goal that I didn't even score or assist my senior year. So it was great. I love Drew. I love Drew.
That's
I had
awesome, man.
fun. The athletics were great. I had so much fun.
And then So you went on to San Jose State. What was the decision to go there?
Yeah, so I got out of high school, I got recruited by San Diego State, UC
Okay.
Santa Barbara, San Jose State, and I think that was the majority off the top of my head. Cal State East Bay, Cal
Okay.
State back then. Um, but I went to Santa Barbara, and I was like, oh man, I partied too hard when I was there. I was like, I can't do that. Went to San Diego, the coach was kind of cold. I was like, I don't like him. Went to
Yeah.
San Jose State, they were a very good team. I said, you know what? I get along with the coach. I knew like 10 guys on the team through growing up in ODP, Olympic Development Program, or playing
Yeah.
club soccer. So I just knew, so I got there and like, oh man, I was like, oh, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
And so I went there, and my sophomore year, we were the number 3 team in the country. And my senior year, we were the number 1 team in the country. We had a 23-0 season, beat UCLA, Stanford,
Oh,
Cal. We Cal 4-0. Yeah, it
whoa.
was great. Yeah, I played
Okay.
Stanford, and the Stanford game. The coolest thing about the Stanford game was Hillary Clinton was there. She was going to school there.
Okay. Yeah.
So Hillary Clinton's in the fans, the place is packed. And
Yeah.
all you see is about 8 guys dressed in black, the whole
Yeah.
earpiece, the whatever it calls the
Secret
whoever protects.
Service. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Secret Service. They're there, and they didn't look at the game at all. All they did was stare in the crowd the whole time. It was pretty neat. If I'm falling out of bounds, I'd look at that, man. Those guys are just standing there. What are they doing? Keeping her safe. It was great.
On duty, man, on call. That's a pretty cool story to say you
Uh,
played in front of the Clinton. That's
yeah, and it was
pretty
the first
cool.
day they did their lights there. They had their lights. The first time
Okay.
they had lights at Stanford. And I don't want to talk too much trash, but they didn't win that game. You know what
Um,
I
so
mean?
then you have a great coaching resume. What was the decision to get into coaching, and how'd you currently end up at a Foothill College now?
Yeah, so Orlando Cervantes, God bless that man. He was our assistant coach at San Jose State.
Mhm.
And he said, hey man, why don't you come assistant coach with me at Gun High School? And
Okay.
okay, I think I'll be good at that. I did go after high school, I did go to Bolivia for a year. And when I
Mhm.
was in Bolivia, I was playing soccer there for a place called Taiwichi. And so many great players came out of there. Probably 3 or 4 of the best players in the MLS came off the team that I was playing on. Marcos
Wow.
Echeverry, Jaime Moreno, Baca Parea. I mean, Baca Parea is 40 something years. He still plays. He's still a professional player. It's
Wow.
unbelievable. So I got to play with some incredible guys. And when I was there, I had some great coaches. And I was taking notes. Every night I'd go home and take notes. And I still have those booklets. We train 3 times a day.
Mhm.
And that's when I think I got I want to be a coach maybe at some point. And then I started with my buddy Orlando at Gun High School doing the girls team.
Yeah.
And after 2 years, he then retired, or didn't retire. He went on and did something else, but I became the head coach. And we had
Gotcha.
some success. And then I went to Menlo. So I had some success there. And a Menlo College job opened up. A friend told me about it from San Jose State. And I said, oh, I'll apply. And there's no way I'll get it. And
Yeah.
I applied thinking I have no chance.
Yeah.
And the guy in charge was Keith Larney, and he was leaving. So he just wanted to get the job filled. So
Yeah.
he was like, hey, he basically said, if no woman applies by Friday, it's yours. And
Okay.
no woman applied. So it was mine. And so I got to coach the women's team. I was like 24. There was girls on the team older than me, or women on the team they were older. They was 28 years old. I was 24 coaching them, 25.
Yeah.
But we did well. I brought in my best player from Gun High School. Her name was Janae Lawrence, and she was like
Yep.
U.S. women's national team level. So she was the best
Okay.
player. She's in the Hall of Fame at Menlo College. She was incredible. So bringing her
Yeah.
in, it was like bringing Michael Jordan in with you. It was like we just started beating everybody up. And it
Yeah.
was like, who is this coach? It was really Janae. And I was like, who is this guy? He's doing so good there. And they eventually made me the men's coach. So I
Okay.
was coaching the men and the women at the same time,
Oh,
uh,
wow.
with other coaches. I had assistant coaches, and there was a guy named Len Rannery who, he's a legend. He played at the highest levels, and he helped me out a big time at Menlo. And so I was there. I was doing great. Program had built up. We were ranked, top 20, top 30 every year. We're making the national tournament. It was great, but in the soccer world, the community college is king.
Yeah.
In football, if I was a coach at Stanford football, I'd be making $4 or $5 million a year. You
Right.
coach the soccer team there, you ain't making that. If you're
Right.
coaching
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
soccer team at Notre Dame, a couple $100,000, whatever, but you're not making $13 million a year.
Right.
So for soccer coaches, you want to go to community college because you can be a teacher. So I
Gotcha.
applied the Foothill thinking I don't have a chance at this job. But I applied on the very last day, like it closed at midnight. I pushed 11:59 submit,
Yeah.
and I had an interview, got the job there. And what it is you're a full-time teacher. So I'm a tenured teacher at the college. So my
Okay.
team could lose every game, I'll be there. My team could win every game, I'll be there. If
Yeah.
called me and said, Owen, I said, hey, Jeremy, he said, I really want you to come here. I said, hey, Jeremy, God bless you. I'm cool, man. I'm not leaving. Now, if the football team calls me, I'm out of here. I gotta go. But until then, so I'm a tenured teacher. I coach the men's team. We have men from all over. It's so much fun. We have men from Japan. We have men
Nice.
from Germany,
Mhm.
from Switzerland, from Ivory Coast. We have 2 guys from the Ivory Coast. Uh,
Okay.
so literally all over the world. Peru, great
Yeah.
goal scorer from Peru. And then we have a lot of local guys that are like top, Mountain View Mountain View High School was the champions for all of men's soccer. We got like 3 of their best players.
Okay.
Um, so it's great. You're working with great talent. And I think we're 5-6-1 or something. 1 loss on the road, 1-0. Good team.
That's
So we got
pretty
a great
cool, man.
team. Yeah. Great facilities.
Yeah.
I love it there. And then I teach yoga. I'm teaching yoga. I'm teaching weight training. I'm teaching
I mean,
futsal. Yeah.
doing it
So
all.
yeah, man. Because you got to teach classes. So,
Yeah.
and so I picked a class. I said, I'm getting older. I want to age well. So
Yeah.
I was teaching this class to all these 80-year-olds. And in the class, there was like this guy who played for Stanford. He was on the Stanford team, Norm. I can't his last name. He's big. He was on the very first Stanford football team that went to the Rose Bowl.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He was O lineman. I said, "What'd you weigh?" He said, 187 pounds. Now O lineman's a
Not
310.
anymore.
Not anymore. And
187 is like the kicker. The
yeah,
kicker weighs
exactly right.
187.
Exactly. That's like the kicker. Um, so there was a lady in the class. She was like a ballerina when she was
Yeah.
young, and she could move like she was 20 years old. And
Yeah.
I was just like obsessed. What are you doing? What are you doing? And she did a lot of yoga. And so I was like,
Okay.
I teach yoga. So I kind of got certified, did all the stuff. And I think it helps you age well. So I'm
Nice.
hoping that I can put my hands up still, So
There you go.
it's working
Yeah,
for me.
man. No, I think definitely there's no kids at Drew yet who are thinking about like mobility and
No,
longevity and
yeah.
stuff. So
No, I
if
wasn't either
anyone
until
can
I
get
taught
into
that class.
yoga early, that I think that's definitely the key. Um, you shared a cool fact with me through email. You DJ and you
Yeah.
actually DJ'd for some pretty big names. One being Snoop Dogg and the other being the Ghetto Boys group. How'd you get into that, and how'd you end up DJing for Snoop?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna give a shout out to Ed Russ. Ed Russ was our coach for soccer at Drew. Now he's a DJ. He's still DJing. He still looks like he's 30 years old. I don't know how he does it. But him and his wife Beth used to work in the front office. They were a big part of our school. They taught classes. And so he was a DJ. I always thought that was cool. And I've always had a knack for music. I always loved music. Oh, it's been
Mhm.
one of my biggest passions. My brother owns a very big music company called Onk Marketing in San Francisco, and they do shows for. I mean, anyway, anyone who comes down, they're going through my brother,
Yeah,
and so I was DJing at a couple of house parties, my house parties, just for fun.
yeah,
Everyone get on the table, let's have some fun. And he was like, "Dude, you're good. You're getting better. You got to go and do some shows." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I'm a soccer coach." He's like, "Dude, you can do it." And I was like, "All right." And I was scared. I'm gonna lie. I was nervous, but the idea of playing on like massive sound systems was
yeah,
just it was too much for me to say no. So I'll get there an hour. Most artists don't get there until like 10 minutes before. I'd get there. I'm like, when are they opening the door? When can I get in? And
yeah,
I'd get in, I'd jump on stage, and I'd have a playlist of songs I just wanted to hear on the monsters.
yeah,
And I was getting bam. It was heavy, dude. That hour before the show started was my favorite hour. And all the
yeah.
Drew guys would come. We'd have like 20 Drew guys. We'd have all my foothill soccer guys. It would be packed. So I got to open for Erykah Badu,
Oh,
uh,
wow.
Too Short a bunch of times. I got to be his DJ a couple times. I got to be DJs for rappers like that. They would just come by themselves and they say, "Hey, I'll
Yeah,
play your stuff and get it all going for them." And some San Francisco guys. I was on stage with RBL. That was a big San Francisco group.
okay.
Nate Dogg, Andre
Yeah,
Nicotina. I got to do it with him. He's tall, man. He's a huge guy.
yeah.
Uh, so I do a lot of guys, but the coolest guy of all was Scarface from the Ghetto Boys.
Ooh,
He was so cool. And that was my first show I ever did. He was taking pictures with everybody's hanging out. He was great. So I got a lot of love for Scarface. But it was cool. It's like all my guys I dreamed of, like when I was a kid listening to them, I got to work with them.
Yeah.
So it ended up being great. I did about 2-3 years of it, and it was starting to really pick up. And I had a kid, and it kind of
Okay.
dropped a little bit, but it was still kind of going. I was doing big shows. I did my last show. The last show I did was at Golden Gate Park.
Okay.
35,000 people, my man.
Oh,
Yeah, it was insane. Mike Tyson, remember the night Mike Tyson beat the guy up on the airplane?
yep.
He was on stage with me like 3 hours before that. Nicest man in the world. I don't know who would talk trash to Mike Tyson. What are you thinking? Talk about the dumbest move of the day. So
Anytime I hear a story where someone pushed Mike's button wrong, I'm just like, what are y'all thinking, man?
what were you thinking? He used to fight tigers, and you're
Yeah.
talking trash to him. What are you talking about?
What are you
Uh,
thinking?
he said in an interview one time, they said, "Hey, what's it like owning a tiger?" He goes, "I'll tell you one thing. When a tiger farts, you have to leave the house." I said, "Okay." But yeah, so that show I went on there. I was supposed to be on for 20 minutes. They just let me keep going. They left me on the tables for 2 hours. So I started off, there was about 5,000 and 10,000 and 15,000. And by the time I got off the story, I mean, you couldn't see the grass. All of
Yeah.
Golden Park, the whole Hippie Hill, you couldn't see nothing. I'm on
Yep.
stage, Burner, a couple of DJs, Chewy, a couple guys from KML, things like that, Chewy
Yep.
Gomez. It was fun. And then that night, did a show down at Midway, and that was it. And I have never
Okay.
did another show. I don't think I ever will again. But I did love it. And the weirdest thing was before a game, in soccer, I'd always get like, or any track and field, anytime you had to go compete, I'd get this weird feeling, and I hadn't had it for 20 years. And then I started
Yeah.
DJing. Man, I had that so
Starting to
hard,
get it back.
You're like push
Yeah.
play, like please work, please work. Oh, it's not working. I gotta figure out the cable. What's wrong here?
Yep.
Oh no, it's still not working. Got your friends like, come on, come on. And then you finally get it going. It's like, oh, okay, we'll be all right.
You got it.
We'll
Yeah.
be all right.
That's what's up, man. No, that is super cool, and I think that's a super unique story that not everyone gets to experience.
Yeah.
Um,
When,
so
when
that's
I'll give you
pretty
credit,
dope.
when I was on stage with Snoop, man. So Snoop, I was scared, I was nervous, and I was on stage, and I was like, I'm trying to do my thing, but I'm shaking, and I
Yeah.
just looked out at the crowd, and I go, bro, they'll never take this from you. For the
Yep.
rest of your life, you're gonna say
Yep.
you DJ'd for Snoop, so go and kill it. Sorry for the
Yeah.
swearing. Go
Nah,
kill it.
man. Yeah.
And I from that point on, from 15 minutes on for the next hour, I was like,
That's
it
oh
was
man.
paradise.
I can't imagine. The same thing, like I played in some big games before too, but to like be on stage and to see just like a sea of people and a crowd of people, it's gotta be like a totally different feeling and experience. I mean, so to wrap it up, why should someone pick Drew School? If someone's looking for a high school to go to, why is Drew School the one to go to?
And when I was there, Mr. Joel was our receptionist, and we all loved him. I mean, just think about the school you go to now. Do you really love the receptionist? Like but they had my back. Now I have my master's degree, So I was a student who was really struggling. I'm dyslexic. I have ADHD. It's hard for me to do a lot of things, but Drew got me through it all. And
Yeah.
then got me prepared for San Jose State. I walked into San Jose State with no help. Drew had helped me so much. Now I'm
Yeah.
at San Jose State. I just had the athletic department that kind of helped me get through things, and I had the disability center, but
Yeah.
for the most part, all I learned was when I was at Drew, and I was just reapplying it at San Jose State.
Yeah.
My master's in psychology, and I just reapplied what I learned. I can name all my teachers. I mean, I'm 46 years old. I can name Miss Chu, Ken, Mr. McGee. I could go on forever.
Yeah.
With all the great teachers we had. It's a small school, like I was the kind of guy that my mom was a teacher. She taught at Mission High School for like 25 years, and that's my local school. But she was like, son, you're not going to succeed here. She's like, you're just
Yeah.
like, she's like, I'm going to look, she just told me, I'm going to look out my window. I'm going to see you in Dolores Park, smoking weed and hanging out with the bangers. And I don't want that. I want
Yeah.
you to be better, And so she sent me to Drew, and if I missed school, they'd call my mom, but hey,
Yeah.
Owen wasn't in PE today, or Owen wasn't in this class,
Yeah.
and so it was super helpful, so I went every day. Had a lot of friends, like I told you, I'm going out with 10 guys today. I probably have 20 guys from that school that I'm still like really close with. We talk all the time, we keep in
Yeah.
touch. I was just at the alumni soccer game. How many guys go to their alumni soccer game? And it was
Right.
funny, back in high school, I was one of the best players. This time, one of the kids told me I'm an inspiration. uh, you're an inspiration to us, old man. I was like, oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. That really makes me feel good. Yeah. It's a
Oh,
great school. I love being a Dragon. I still have my Drew ring. I don't have it on, but I still have my Drew Dragon ring. I love
I
it.
love that, man. No, I love that, man. Once a dragon, always a dragon.
Always,
Well,
forever.
Owen, man, I appreciate you doing this. You dropped some gems. You had some amazing stories. For
Only
everybody
score
else,
once.
for everyone else, this is Dragon Destinations. See you guys next time. Peace.